Hey guys, it's Rich Boy J here, back here with another video, and this is going to be part 8 of the Vardos MOC build series. I think this is going to be the most exciting update I've ever given to you guys, because not only are you going to get to see a bunch of work that I put into the MOC, but a bunch of work that also fans have contributed to it. Last week I mentioned that I was trying to get some help with graphic design to put up some of the propaganda posters and make Lego versions of them, and I am just overwhelmed by the amount of people who reached out to me to help make that dream a reality, and I have so much of that to show you guys this week. So special thanks to Nthird, Papa's Figs, Crisscross Croc, and Scott the Trooper. If I missed someone that sent me something, please let me know. I will be more than happy to give you credit for it. But they sent me some of their own work. Like, some of them even just sent me stuff like without me really asking for it. They just like worked on it and then immediately sent it to me. And I was just so happy that there are people out there who are willing to help me with this project and that are just really happy to contribute to it. And I really put it into perspective just how great my fans are. So I really want to say I appreciate you guys so much, and you guys are going to get to see a little glimpse of the propaganda posters that are going to be in Vardos this week. Second thing I want to get into is special thanks to the Super Chat donators of this week. As you guys know, I do live streams for Vardos every week, so if you want to see a little bit of a sneak peek of it before the MOC is revealed in the update video, that is your perfect opportunity to do that. But this week's donator was Matthew T, so I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, and I want you to know that your donation is going to go a long way in helping making this MOC become a reality. So this week I got so much work done on the MOC, guys. Honestly, the landing platform is almost finished. Like, insofar as it covering up all the area it needs to cover up, I say it's pretty much done in that respect. The only thing I need to do is really add like little ancillary details like cargo crates, maybe a few more lights, stuff like that. But those are things that I don't really feel I need to complete 100% before I progress to a new section of the MOC. I think that over time I can just like incrementally add a cargo crate here or there to the landing platform. But I mean, the platform it's covering up so much area. I'm just burning through my dark gray bricks, but it's totally worth it. So special thanks to everyone who helped out with this MOC. I think before I actually get into the bulk of the video, I just want to show off some of the pictures that were contributed right now. So I had a lot of people contribute things such as a picture of the Admiral Versio, and there's his pictures just all over Vardos. One of my favorite pictures was a picture of Palpatine, and you guys sent that as well. And then finally, I had Crisscross Croc actually send me a picture of me as a Vardos propaganda poster, which was freaking awesome because I didn't really even think of it, but he just sent it to me as something I could use, and I was like, wow, that's so great. I'll totally use that. So yeah, I just have so many options now and like so many people to work with to really help make this thing look as close to Vardos as possible. So I really appreciate that from you guys, and I hope you guys really like the artwork. So yeah, now you guys have seen the fans art, now let's check out what I did on the MOC. I promised you guys a Corvus update, so here it is. I know it's not a ton of extra work done on it, but trust me, it took me forever to figure out the angles on this thing. Like, figuring out how to make everything kind of flow seamlessly together is something that I really did take for granted, and initially kind of thinking about how I'm going to design this thing, but I think I've converged on something that is actually going to work. So you can see that a lot of these panels that I have built are really just going to be there temporary. I'm going to have more details in it, but I just need to get something built. And I just covered it with the tiles to, at least give myself an idea of how it's going to look whenever it gets finished up. So this is what I'm working with right now, and I'm realizing just how massive this thing is going to be. Like, it's going to take up a lot of space beyond the initial frame that I built, so I'm going to have to make sure I accommodate for that whenever I'm designing like where it's going to fit into the landing platform and the things that are going to be around it. But this is what I got so far, guys. I think that, I don't know, it looks pretty cool. I think that it's pretty close to what you see on the video game as just for the shape. I know it's not a ton of work done, but like I said, I've been working so hard trying to figure out how these angles are going to flow together. And now that I've figured it out, I think that it'll be a little bit... And now that I've figured it out, I think I'll be a little bit better about posting more regular updates on the Corvus. But I promised you guys a Corvus update. That was a Corvus update. Now let's go back to Vardos. And here is Vardos. I think for this update, I'm going to do this kind of the way I did it when I first added the lights. It's going to be a two-part segment insofar as, like, I'm going to show you guys a little glimpse of things with the lights on, and then I'll turn the lights off so you can get a better idea of what the lights on Vardos actually looks like. So let's move into the MOC. So you can see that the landing platform has expanded so much, it's actually reaching the edge of this side of the MOC, which is really nice because I can finally park this lambda class shuttle where it's supposed to be And you can see that I have left myself plenty of room for the quote-unquote battlefield where the troops are going to be shooting at the crew of the Corvus, which will be parked right where those porgs are. So they have allotted myself some pretty good room for that, and I'm just so happy to finally be covering up so much of the platform. The kind of downside to this is I used up a lot more 2x6 dark gray bricks than I thought I would, which means that I'm going to have to buy a lot more because whenever I start building that big tower over there, I'm going to use so many of them, so many bricks. But hey, that's a problem for future Jalen. Present Jalen is just going to live in the moment and be happy about the progress that has been done on Vardos. The other big thing I wanted to show you guys is that I did finish up these antennas slash spotlight assemblies, which took a lot longer than I expected. I built 4 of them, so got a little bit repetitive, especially with having to figure out the wiring that went through them, but it ended up working out. I wasn't able to like hide the wires 100%. Like you can see them creeping through the back of the spotlights, and even if you kind of like look deep into there, you can see them running down. But I did the best I could, and I don't think it's really going to detract from the overall experience of it, but I'm really happy with the way that the design came out. These roller coaster pieces were not cheap to get, so I'm happy that they look good, because if I didn't, I would have been really annoyed that I spent all the money on them and then ended up not using them. But I think this looks like exactly what I want it to look like, and I'm just really happy with the way that this design came out. So you can see I have 4 of them now. There's 2 on this side and then 1 on the far side of the MOC. So I really do think that this adds a lot more to just the overall aesthetic of the platform. It makes it look less flat and gray, even though they are gray, it makes it look less flat and gray, I guess. And of course, the spotlights certainly help with not only illuminating the MOC, but also just making it look even more realistic. So now that you guys have seen a glimpse of it with the lights in the room on, I'm going to turn the lights in the room off, and you guys are going to get to experience what this thing looks like fully illuminated. And now we have the lights off, so you guys can see that spotlights are looking pretty freaking good. I just love the look of this thing whenever I have the lights off. Got, of course, those lights you guys saw before. Also got the spotlights. And then, of course, the antenna spotlights as well. So I think this just all really works together to make a pretty realistic looking landing platform. This thing is just really coming together, guys. Like, I can't even express how excited I am for this MOC, just because it's finally happening. Finally got the lights wired in. I wasn't really sure how I was going to do it, but I finally figured it out, and it's working out, which is always exciting. So moving forward, like I said, it's going to be cargo crates kind of lining that area. There will be troops coming out. I'm honestly thinking I might put the ATST build right there. I might have another one. In fact, I'll probably have another one somewhere in this build, but for now, the ATST is going to be there. I know a lot of you have been asking where the heck is the ATST. I think probably next week I'll be able to show it off to you guys, and I'll actually, at least get it temporarily placed somewhere on the MOC so you guys get a better idea of what that's going to look like. And here's just another kind of wide shot of the platform. Like, just look at that, guys. I don't know. I hope I'm not overreacting, but I'm hoping you guys get as much enjoyment out of this as I do. Like I mentioned, like, I just spend so much time sitting looking at this thing in the dark, and it's really working out. Now, having put in all these lights in here, I got really inspired, and what I'm thinking about doing is, on the other side of this, there's obviously going to be the walker over there, and you can see it's such a mess right here, so many parts, but my idea is to do a crash TIE fighter, which I have a little bit of experience with. I totally didn't just knock over one of the spotlights, but moving forward, I was going to say that I'm thinking right here, I do want to add a crash TIE fighter. And the really cool thing about this one, as opposed to the one that we did on Crate, is that this one I want to have like fully illuminated. Like, I want the flames to be shining, and I also want to have like a lot of the scorch marks kind of on the ground. You guys get a better idea for this. I think next segment I'll probably put up like a picture of what it'll look like. But it's just an idea. I think that I do want to add like a crash TIE fighter in the ground somewhere. I think it'll look really nice, especially with the lights incorporated. So that's really all I got for you guys this week. I'm hoping that, like I said, it was worth the hype that I've kind of put into this, because I'm just really pleased with the way this came out, and we just have more of awesome looking things like this to come. So like I said, moving forward, I'm hoping to start on the buildings, which I don't know which one. It'll probably be the one like right here. I'd like to just get this entire front section finished up. So I'm gonna have to do like where the tree is and like the little garden. Also got to like build some of the big Vardos lights. So many lights to build. But yeah, I got to get that done. And then of course, as we move over that way, I want to have more buildings incorporated, and you guys will get to see what that's going to look like. So let's go ahead and progress to the end of the video. And that's going to finish up this week's episode, guys. I really do hope that it lives up to the hype that I gave to it, because I did truly believe that this is probably the best episode that I've done on Vardos so far. The fan art was just so freaking amazing, and I think that the MOC is really progressing to exactly what I want it to be. The inclusion of lights is something that ever since I went to Brickworld and experienced the World of Lights aspect of the convention, I wanted to do for my MOC, and I can't even tell you the amount of hours I spend just sitting in the dark looking at this MOC fully illuminated, and it's only going to get better as more and more gets built up and as more and more lights are added to it. So moving forward, I think next week you guys are finally going to get to see me start on some of the buildings, which is very exciting for me because I think it's going to add a whole new layer of depth to the MOC, because obviously things will be much taller than they were before, which is pretty exciting. Vardos is really characterized by the buildings, and I think that this will make it look even closer to Vardos. So that is something I'm really looking forward to. And then also, of course, just adding more lights. I'm really trying to be more proactive in doing that, so I don't end up in a situation where I'm tearing things down to add lights to it. That's the one thing about lights, like, you really got to think hard about where you want to have them to ensure that you're going to have the ability to run wires wherever you need to run them to. Otherwise, you're going to be taking stuff apart and trying to reconfigure designs to accommodate for the lights. But that's all stuff you guys don't need to worry about right now. I'm going to get it done. I have no doubts about it. So that's going to finish up the video this week, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you like what I do, go ahead and support the video by hitting the like button and support the channel by smashing that subscribe button. I'll be back again very soon.